One prestigious night, one red carpet filled with stars, and suddenly, fans around the world stopped scrolling. Because among all the dazzling moments at the 31st Shanghai TV Festival Magnolia Awards in Linghe, Shanghai, two familiar names quietly became one of the most talked about highlights of the event. Zhang Linghe Tian Xiwei. No dramatic announcement, no staged moment, no headline-making interaction. And yet, their appearance alone was enough to send excitement across fandom communities. Photos started circulating. Short clips appeared everywhere. Comments multiplied by the minute. People weren't discussing awards anymore. They were talking about presence, visuals, energy, and one simple question began appearing again and again. Why did this moment feel so unforgettable? Tonight, we're taking a closer look at why the appearance of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei at Magnolia Awards captured so much attention, and why fans can't seem to move on. The Magnolia Awards is not just another entertainment event. Every year, it gathers actors, actresses, creators, and major figures from the television industry. It's the kind of stage where details matter. Every step, every camera angle, every expression. Because once someone appears here, audiences notice. And this year was no different. The venue in Linghe transformed into a sea of lights, cameras, elegant styling, and anticipation. Viewers waited to see standout moments. Who would dominate the red carpet? Who would become the most discussed appearance of the night? Then among countless familiar faces, Zhang Linghe appeared, and shortly after, Tian Xiwei arrived. No special setup, no dramatic entrance, but somehow, attention shifted. Fans immediately began sharing clips and screenshots. Not because something shocking happened, but because sometimes a quiet moment becomes louder than expected. Zhang Linghe has always carried a very specific kind of public image. Calm, refined, controlled. He doesn't rely on exaggerated reactions or constant headlines. And perhaps that's exactly why people notice him. At Magnolia Awards, his appearance reflected that familiar energy. Elegant styling, composed expressions, a polished presence that felt effortless. Fans quickly described him as someone who didn't need dramatic moments to stand out. Instead, he created attention simply by being present. Photos from the event quickly spread across fan communities. People zoomed in on details. His posture, his expressions, the atmosphere around his appearance, and the comments started appearing. Why does he always look like a scene from a drama? How does he make simplicity look so elegant? Even people who weren't following the event closely began noticing the conversations. Because sometimes, attention doesn't come from being the loudest. Sometimes, it comes from consistency. And Zhang Linghe once again reminded audiences of that. Then came Tian Xiwei, and the energy shifted again. Her appearance immediately created another wave of reactions. Fans described her look as graceful, fresh, and naturally captivating. But what stood out wasn't only the styling, it was the feeling. Some appearances become memorable because they feel intentional. Others become memorable because they feel effortless. For many viewers, this felt like the second one. The cameras followed. Photos spread quickly. Discussions expanded beyond fashion. People talked about her confidence, her expressions, the way she carried herself throughout the event. Many fans commented that she looked completely comfortable under the spotlight. And perhaps that's what made the moment resonate. Because behind glamorous events, people connect with authenticity. Not perfection, not spectacle, but moments that feel human. And that feeling stayed with audiences long after the clips ended. Now here's where things became interesting. The discussion wasn't only about individual appearances. It became about seeing both of them at the same prestigious event. Fans started comparing styling, comparing atmosphere, talking about how each of them brought completely different energies to the same stage. One felt calm and composed. One felt bright and elegant. Different impressions, different styles. But somehow, both became memorable. And that's what entertainment events often create. Not stories, not assumptions, just moments. Moments that audiences interpret in their own way. People edited videos, created reaction posts, shared favorite photos, and suddenly, a regular awards appearance became one of the most discussed fan moments of the event. Not because something extraordinary happened, but because audiences connected emotionally with what they saw. Sometimes, that's enough. Awards nights end, red carpets disappear, the lights go out, but certain moments stay. And maybe the reason fans continue talking about Zhang Linghe Tian Xiwei after Magnolia Awards isn't because of a headline. Maybe it's because these moments remind audiences why they follow entertainment in the first place. Not only for results, not only for trophies, but for experiences, for emotion, for those unexpected seconds where someone appears and leaves an impression. No dramatic reveal, no major announcement. Just two stars appearing at the same event, and somehow creating conversations that lasted far beyond the ceremony. That's the power of presence. And maybe that's why people still keep replaying those clips. Not to look for something hidden, but simply to relive a moment they enjoyed. One unforgettable event, two unforgettable appearances, and thousands of fans sharing their favorite reactions. So now the question goes to you. Among all the moments from Magnolia Awards, did Zhang Linghe or Tian Xiwei leave the strongest impression on you? Or was it simply seeing both of them shine on the same stage that made this night feel special?